Okay, this is a comment on a video, and I'm gonna put the link at the bottom. I never thought I would be making these videos. I just watched them, and I just was like, well, people act, people are really wilding out, but I did not know this stuff. I know crimes go on, but you can really see the rage in some of these kids' eyes. Even if they're covering up their face, just their body language and their pure evil that's in them. Um, I'm being honest, pure evil. This elderly man was walking down the street. So first of all, it's an elderly man. Okay, he probably cannot work due to a disability that he has now obtained through old age. If you are living on this planet and you are blessed to have old age, you are going to go through something at some point in your life. At some point in your life, this older man was walking down the street minding his business. He had a cart in front of him, and he probably gathered up cans. I think he gathered up cans. This is an older man. Sometimes the elderly have issues with food, basic needs. That's why they have meals on wheels, and they have organizations that make sure that the elderly receive a balanced, proper, nutritious meal. Because there were times when older people were being found eating cat food because no one was seeing about them and making sure that they were healthy and they were in that home and they were stable. This older man, anyway, long story short, there was a young child that obviously plotted on him, and they caught it on camera. He had a cane in his hand and a bandage on his. I noticed some people are just losing their mind, and they're young. I don't know what's in these synthetic drugs. I don't know what they've been giving these kids, because the rage that he had wasn't even warranted. The old man was nice and sweet. It's gotta be a drug. Now I know, like in the crack age, like in the 80s and stuff like that, people were doing things to get into gangs, and that's from watching a movie. Honestly, I didn't watch all those shows. I barely watch CSI because it was just too much. Law and Order, it was like, I don't want to watch this all day, and I used to watch CBS all the time with my mama, and I wasn't enjoying life. But I just seen this young guy ran up on this older man and hit him, kicked him first. There was no reason in the world for him to kick him. He kicked him first and then hit him with a cane. Now, let's be very clear. The scene looks set up. It looked like they plotted on the kid. The kid got issues. But I have to be honest, I seen too much in Michigan. About 3 other people in that video had some issues too. One wanted to help, so he was the first person to hit him. But the person that he was with, the woman that he was with, didn't. She wanted it to be a scene. Then you see a nurse, a male nurse, and I've been coming in contact with a lot of men that are completely fed up and frustrated, and they don't look that much older than me, and I'm 42, and they look spent on life. And he walked through. He slowed. It was like the energy slowed down. Now, I used to have dreams like this, and I've actually seen people use their mind energy in such a weird way. Because when I was in Michigan, I seen men, and this is the truth, I seen men on the shop floor who were supposed to be doing skill training, but this was in an environment, I won't say the name of the company, but it was an environment where they did not do a lot of outside hiring. So when you don't do a lot of outside hiring and you get taken over by a larger company, this is what happens. Pandora's box opens. And I'm so glad that it was a other nationality, a nationality from another nation that took over that facility. Because I just have a feeling anybody here who took over that facility would just probably, that's a big bug, would have probably fired all those people. But a company from the outside is a huge opportunity. It's like extremely history making type of situation. And I come in that environment, and these men were using their minds to slow down magnets. No, not magnets, weights, where you have to weigh a part, which I never had to do, and it's very important. These people were so desperate, they were doing that. One of the guys in there told me it's like a prison. And I'm like, I did not know. You think somebody's playing, but they're not. But they really are serious about how they feel about life, and they're mentally ill. So this young guy kicks the old man, then hits him in his ear so hard with the cane that the older man he literally loses his hearing, right? So it's on camera. I'm quite sure they found the kid by now. And if he's not a kid, he's an adult. He's going to be tried as an adult for assault. But there were at least 3 people. I'm going to say, let me just say 2. Because the other one, he was holding up his phone. He was letting them know, like, I got it too. I don't give a heck. But it was a female that looked like, to her, it was opportunity to be on something. And then the nurse comes in. He just was like, I want to mess with it. It was that bad. And I hate to say it, but there are a lot of young African American men who are not getting raised by a father. They're not being reared by a man. It's really that simple. And if you have a father that's loving, he ain't got to be perfect. He ain't got to be making all the money in the world either. If he is in that house and is stable, he can lead that young man. But if that young man is now a man and he's in society, it's not my responsibility as a woman, to say, oh, cater him. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that even in that situation, you can look at society as a whole to know that there are a lot of people who are mentally ill, and they are going to take aim at him. He's mentally ill too, but he's younger. He's not making the money that they're making. That's number 2, because he's young. His zest for life, and he's a man. His zest for life is to get a girl, or if he's homosexual, to get a guy, and he want to be able to provide or whatever he's thinking, and he's mentally ill. In that situation, who were the most responsible? The nurse and I won't even say the woman. The woman should have stepped back, but she was looking like, and I don't think she was looking at him like he was a hero. She was looking at him like this is a moment to be, because this is the internet. But it was 3 men in there. One got him. The other one grabbed him. But I know if that nurse, who's probably drained, I'm not saying that the nurse, I'm not coming against nurses and doctors, but I know that a lot of people just drained. But he took out his frustration in that moment. And this was an elderly man pushing a cart. Dang, when did you just get off of yourself for 2 seconds and pay attention to somebody else? And this man that was walking by, got attacked by some young, just flat out person that needs to be in jail. This is the truth. Black and white man need to be in jail. It scared me how much aggression he took out on this old man. When it's all these men around here, you want to take your aggression out? Take your aggression out on him. But no, you gonna attack an old man that's pushing a cart. But in my mind, all I was thinking is getting, and I had to look back at the video to see who slowed them down from getting him, because the one guy grabbed him. I think he might have saw him coming and went to grab him. The other one, his first instinct was to protect that older man. He left the female. And he went to protect that older man. And the other man went and socked him. But if it wasn't for that lady and maybe the distressed nurse, they would have got him. And he would have been in that gutter. And they'd have, I'm not supposed to be cursing. But I know that's what it would have happened. But I'm going to say this. As a woman, if you see some gentlemen standing up for another man, step back. Take your emotions out of the moment. You might be trying to date that guy, but take your emotions out of that moment, because her emotions, I think, might have slowed that man down. Because I've been in that situation where you just this close and you got a bunch of people around you that are slowing you down. Because they could have had him in that gutter. The police could have came and like, okay, yeah. And that's the way it's supposed to be. It's not you taking, you're going to kill him. No, he needed to get his tail mopped and probably dragged through that gutter a little bit. Because the way he hit that old man was completely evil. That's the only way I could say it. Just evil. I just feel like it was from the pit of hell. This old man was sweet as all get out. As soon as you hear his voice, you can just tell he's just a sweetheart. Like he just got over here. When you meet people like that, they are the salt of the earth to me. They remind me of just like a baby. When I see a baby and I see that love out of a baby, whenever I see somebody that just got over here, their joy, or an immigrant that built something here, they are some of the beautifulest people. I watched that. I think I did something earlier. Tabitha, season 4. Season 4, episode 8. And there was an older man that had just started he built his business from the 50s. The same sweet spirit that's in that person that has that business is the same sweet spirit that's in that man that's walking with those carts. That's the exact same spirit. A beautiful person. You have somebody that's full of evil, and in our society, it don't take a quick second. But as a woman, and I've always been down for this. Step back and let it happen. Because when men are being valiant, it does take you off, but you need to just step back and let them do that. So I was on a bus, and a gentleman was he was hanging on the thing, and he was looking like he literally was start messing with me. It literally was a festival or something that happened downtown, and this was when I was in Michigan. That was really nice, and I had my headphones on. I was gigging, dancing, and this man was so mad at my happiness, and I did not, even after 8 years of getting a job, can't focus on the job, dealing with folks all over the place, and they not getting training, and it's going chaotic. It didn't dawn on me about mental illness, because I didn't have my own place. When you're living with other people and they may have mental illness, you don't even get 2 seconds to think. So, long story short, I was on the bus and I just wanted to enjoy myself. And this man he was younger and he wasn't feeling too good. And I think he had just got out of jail, and he might not have wanted to go back in there, but I didn't see where my having fun was against him enjoying his day. But it was another guy, I don't know how this happened. Another guy was on the bus, he had his headphones on, and he had been in jail longer, and you knew he was resolute, he wasn't going back. And scared me what came out of him, because first he just talked to the guy. He was like, "Guy, you don't want to go back to jail, man." He was like, such, it's not even worth it. I was in there with some real killers. He was like, "You don't want to be in there with no real killers, man." He was really trying to talk to him. And the guy was acting like them little 3 months was everything. And he was like, "I just did some real time." This man kept talking to him. And this man kept getting amped up. And it kept getting amped up. And then all of a sudden it was like a robot. This man, I couldn't believe how fast his arms. It looked like an agent, like Men in Black, not Men in Black, like what the heck, The Matrix. I never seen a man's hands move that hard, and it was totally, for me, the female that was standing next to me. It wasn't just me. He said, "That's a female." And then all of a sudden, his arms came out like a freaking machine gun. I was like, what the heck? And old girl, she was married. She had her cute ring, a nice ring on her hand. She grabbed me. She was like, "Girl, we got to lean in." And we leaned in. I was like, I think she's seen this because she got a husband. Her husband probably had to open up a can or something. And all of a sudden, I just seen these arms like, and the skinny guy got out the way. Another guy who, I hate to say it, it's a part of the cesspool of our society. He was happy about it. He wanted to see more happen. He whipped on him. The skinny guy leaped off. No, I don't even think the skinny guy got the whipping. The skinny guy ran off the dang on. He's the one that started the situation. Scared to death like a little string bean. For me, though, he was going to try to hit me. Ran off the bus. The big guy, in my opinion, who was a cesspool, and was like, man, you shouldn't even be getting in there. You shouldn't be getting in there. And really, you're the problem. If there's a man standing up for a female, what are you doing getting in the middle of it? Unless you're one of the people who like to see females get hit. So you got a problem. So the thin guy, he runs off the bus, but the guy that really got it was the big guy that was like, I'm going to take her for the little skinny cat. We're going to do this man style. He got his tail mopped. Scary. I had to put my head down. Like, I ain't never seen nobody just get whipped like that. And then the guy got off the bus and told him to get off the bus. Like, we're going to finish this. He wasn't going to kill him, but you knew he was going to tear into him. It's going to be another level. And he wasn't getting off that bus. He found him a little scallywag alley cat and made sure he was with her like, I did that for you, and it was for all of us. And I'm looking like, did this just happen? Number one. And dang, that was a night of